Whether as a seeker one pursues the path of self-inquiry or of surrender, which are the two main paths, one could say, to the recognition of the self, in a way, the aim is a smooth concentration. In Sanskrit, it's dhyana, which later became Chan and then Zen. There are links between all these different traditions. And this smooth concentration, which can be held as you go about life, keeping the mind in perfect stillness from that concentration, is in fact both the means and the end. That stillness that is there at all moments, holding the mind in that, the mind is that. There are many metaphors to illustrate the aim. Ramana Maharishi says that this concentration inward should be as smooth as oil. The Bhagavad Gita says that the mind of the yogi should be like a lamp in a room with no wind. Steady illumination. If one is surrendering and ignoring thoughts, the steadiness should be in that falling away from those thoughts, the ignoring of them, the unattending to them, the endless falling backward, like a rock falling into a bottomless ocean. If one is self-inquiring, then the gaze is perpetually at the horizon. Always attempting to look past experience to the light that illuminates it, to the knowledge that I am the experiencer, right? The experience changes, but that knowledge stays the same. Looking at a mirror, one ignores the images and focuses only on its reflective, shiny quality. And when one becomes capable of doing that, of focusing and refocusing rapidly, that's when the mind is said to be steady. And this is an interesting point because Ramana Maharishi again gives this beautiful example of how he says when the mind of the enlightened person appears as if it's still, but it's actually going at an incredibly fast rate. Why is this? It's because, in a sense, the focusing, the concentration of the steady mind is like a constant refocusing and refocusing and refocusing and refocusing so rapidly that when something moves so quickly, it appears still. Because distractions come, but the speed at which the mind of the yogi assimilates them and refocuses, right? Either refocuses on surrender or refocuses on inquiry is so quick that it appears as if the mind is not moving at all. And in a way, this too is a metaphor for enlightenment. Because inasmuch as enlightenment is something of a recognition that happens once, if it can happen once, it can happen many times. The aspect of enlightenment that is in time is one that must be cultivated by practice so that one is enlightened over and over and over and over and over again. And so continuously and so rapidly by the cast of your mind that it appears uninterrupted. And this very change in mental habits away from concentration on the changeable things towards this continuous focusing and refocusing on the relatively changeless is what destroys the cover of darkness that appears to hide the self and gives the profound insight that what is, regardless of concentration. Right? So concentration is the gateway to the truth that it's not that concentration is something separate that one has to do, but that you are concentration. You are always concentrating. That's the truth. The self is in continuous dhyana. The self is continuous meditation, effortless meditation. So one effortfully meditates and learns to draw the mind away from its customary activities towards a kind of continuous focusing and refocusing on inquiry or surrender so that it can move away the mental obstacles to looking inward and recognizing that concentration alone is, timelessly and effortlessly.